Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 145 of On the Backs of Gods. I am your DM, Jillian, and we have all of our players, same as always. We have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. I think I will just go ahead and jump into a recap of our fascinating last episode, which spanned in game about a solid 1 hour, at least 1 hour of high importance as
You need
the
that kind of concentration for a heist.
all of the party came together to go to Calendula's Tonic and Tincture, where they believe that a local cult leader had been acquiring medicine, and a local ex cultist, along with the rest of you, want to know what he's sick with. What's going on? Give us the deets. And you all decide to go over and do a bit of an information heist. You know, the thing is, it's now no longer an information heist as a physical thing. Spoiler was taken. The party enters the premises. Uh, Roshan is one of the first on the scene with invisible friends of Nana and Fen and Spider Nix in tow. Roshan distracts the uninterested teenager receptionist at the front with swollen tonsils, uh, using a disguise magic trick to only make their tonsils look swollen. So it's just Roshan with swollen tonsils. And then later, Keld comes in as Keld, and they both just sort of bop around the place, staking out the front, while everybody else heads into the back. There's a person being seen by doctors who has like a large splinter, I'm going to call it a splinter, stuck in their thigh and screams throughout the whole endeavor. Um, Dodging doctors and sneaking into rooms. Eventually, Spider Nix goes into a main office that is guarded by one guard who does not like spiders and is just casually sitting on a chair, and an older doctor who is sitting at her desk. So Nix, as a spider, doing her damnedest to scope the scene, but struggling. Eventually, Roshan gives the scene a do and goes to have a croissant in the town square. And Keld meanders the shop of overpriced herbs as some time begins to tick away. They only have an hour of invisibility and pass without trace left, and decide, hey, let's bring out the big guns and using a bag of tricks, summon a panther, which leads the whole city into a full chase with so much collateral damage to this shop. Uh, the nails that dig into the sides of walls and the shelves and glass upon them, which now cease to be. Um, but you all find a ledger in the office after the older doctor feels confident leaving the room, and you find that it seems there's only two main doctors that take patients at this establishment, and there is one line fully marked out. And you guys are like, good enough, and rip that from the book after discussing ever so briefly of trying to figure it out there. Rip it from the book. The book remains on the table. Kick open the door. Everybody just full speed runs out of the place, invisibly, but collides with a group of doctors, sends them flying in all directions, and leave a few footprints behind, which Keld attempts to cover as many of them as he can, and then slips from the shop. Now, that is where we are going to pick up as Roshan sits at the square. Keld has just walked out of Calendula's. Nana and Fen have fully split. There's, I feel like, no way with Pass Without Trace for one more minute and invisibility that you guys are staying in tandem, just full speed sprinting. It is just,
No.
and then they were gone. But
Just
Nyx
throw a 40
is
on the
with
ground and
Fen
scatter.
as a spider holding on as Fen full sprints down the alleyway. And let's start with yeah, let's make our way down the line. Nana, a minute passes. What are you
Mm-hmm.
doing? As you basically get out of the building,
Yeah,
it's a handful of seconds before you are visible.
got it. I duck into a back alley and I make my way up to a Rooftop if possible. If not, then behind some cover so that I don't just VoIP appear out of nowhere,
Give me an acrobatics
visible to
check.
anyone. Okay. Acrobatics. Here I come. Here I come. Whoo! Wow. God dang, Nana. Okay. All right, girl. 22.
Okay. Um, Easily, you make your way up onto a roof of a nearby building and just kind of lay prone on the far side. So if anybody is approaching from Calendula's, you are not visible. But you are now technically visible as you can see your own
Excellent.
arms playing against the sides of the roof.
Uh huh.
And it is just the sounds of people calling for the guard and just
Mm-hmm.
or the local guards. I'll be more specific.
Right. Not
Not
the
the
not the
guard,
fan.
the local
Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
Where's
Not
he
the
at?
worked.
Save us.
not the edgy OC name that Bosch gave himself.
Listen, some people are really good at picking names. Uh,
It's fair.
some
It's
people
true.
are so good at picking names for themselves.
Even though they
But
don't describe it all what they do.
you currently, I think, you fall prone onto this
We
roof.
could
You
debate
slide off
this.
the roof and you break your neck, and it's all
Oh
over. And you're
no!
moving
Okay,
over
no
to the
debating
stairs.
then. I'm dead.
You're like
Mm,
valid, valid.
Yep. Yep.
Um, you get comfortable on the roof and just sort of hold
Yep.
position for a moment,
Yep.
wait, hoping everything sort of passes over. Go ahead and give me a stealth check if you'd be so kind. Not like a lot
And
of people are looking on the roofs, but
no, probably not. Do I consider Pass Without Trace gone at this point or
it's
not? Gone?
the hour is fully up. You could
Radical,
do another
radical.
one, but after
I
the
don't
roll
feel
now.
like I need to. Nah, I've already rolled, and it's, I think, plenty fine. 24.
Okay. You get comfortable. Fen, you sprint out of the store. You know a handful of seconds until you're visible. What are you doing?
Darkest spot in an alley I can find.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
It's not great. 13?
Okay. Now go ahead and give me a stealth check. Yeah, just a straight stealth check. None of the advantages. No plus 10, no nothing. No advantage.
26.
Okay. There is
Okay.
a moment where you realize you are fully visible out in the open and then quickly just like throw yourself into the nearest dark corner and are like,
Oh boy.
just like, stay still.
Just fully crunk.
Did we establish if Fen brought the bag of holding? Was he in possession of that, or do we
Thought
know who has
Roshan
it?
was our bag of holding person.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Yeah, I
All
don't
right.
think we brought that along with us for this.
All right. Well, as soon as Fen feels he's in that corner and doesn't think he's been seen, he's going to cast Disguise Self on himself. And he's going to make himself look like a disheveled and sleeping rough Dolph hero of Aaron Toft.
All right.
I love how this is
Classic.
just his default like OC
Yeah.
for like stealth stuff. This
It
is
is
great.
my mom's favorite reoccurring joke. I will
I love
put
it.
that out there just to embolden you. It is her
Good.
favorite reoccurring joke.
Then I think we should indulge her.
She loves it. And then are you meandering out as a disheveled hero of Arentoft?
Yeah, probably stumble out, looking as drunk as he can to go sit on a bench next to Roshan if he
Oh,
sees
you
Roshan.
that is going to be
Roshan's way
a
off at the
meander. You can start
Okay.
looking though. You can
at the
begin your
Okay.
store.
search. But just to backpedal slightly and only slightly, Nyx, as a wee spider, you've been holding on to Fen as he full speed runs, realizes he's visible, and then slams his body into a dark corner. I need a dexterity saving throw from this spider. Uh,
Oh
nice.
God! Be safe. Be safe. Be safe,
Yeah.
consent spider.
They got a whole +2 to that, so
What was the total?
that's an 8.
Uh,
Honey.
Then you sort of like you slam your body back and you begin to shift into the hero of Arentoft, and your body is just sort of like shunted forward a bit, and you have to push yourself back as Nyx is now fully herself in this space with her one hit point gone. So Nyx is now just sort of like squished
Pop
into
again.
this dark corner. But the two of you are together.
Hey.
Nix, you're touching me.
That's your
Not before.
fault.
It was in your pocket.
You can go off on your own if you don't want me around. It's fine.
Oh no.
No, I think we should probably stay together unless you can make it away from here quickly and not be seen.
Quickly and not seen. No.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to go look for Roshan, and we can resume our business when we're all together. We have other things to do here.
I mean, I don't know if I'd really be seen with whoever you're disguised as. I don't
You probably don't know me.
know.
Probably best.
So
Fen just talking randomly to the girl, like, so, like, at any minute passes, like, y'all see that fucking cat?
You see that shit? As Fen bids adieu, and the two of you split.
I
Fen,
guess. Bye.
Fen, how important this is varies. I'd love a deception check.
Oh boy.
Deceive.
Don't even know. That is a natural 20, and that's good because that's a straight roll for me.
There you go.
That's
Um,
ridiculous.
You feel like you're fully in character. You're getting this character down. You're like, as long as I don't switch up characters, I feel like I can get the idea. I'm not good at improvising a million characters like all these bards can, but like I know the hero of Arentoft, and you got that down to a science. And you just begin to meander your way out of the alleyway. Nyx, what are you doing?
You know, she wasn't seen. I'm gonna go find a shop that hopefully has a magic spoon.
All right.
Just start walking. I'm gonna go shopping.
Anyways, I'm just shop.
I will say 100%. You know what? I'll wait just to see. Keld, you step out of the shop. What are you doing?
Also just realized sweeping might be hard. So he's just gonna carry on. I think what he wants to do is head back towards town and try to see if there's any guard around to just let somebody know that the shop is in shambles.
Okay. First off, a drunken man stumbles out of the alley. He seems like oddly familiar to you, but not enough to like spark any bells. As you've seen the hero of Arentoft that used it as a disguise, but you have not seen him in this sort of setting. So it's like, I don't know. Uh, but you do see Nyx just walking the alleyway casually. So the two of you just kind of like interface into the same space together. Go ahead and give me a perception check real quick, Keld. Probably, it depends.
14.
Ooh, look at you. Uh, that's higher than your passive. You're doing it.
Yeah.
You make your way out. I'm going to say at the 14, you don't recognize the hero of Arentoft. You do see Nyx. You have no idea where Nana is. You have no idea where Roshan is. Um, and you know that the homeless person that you encountered for a moment also is missing. But you do take into account that a large panther did run out of the shop a mere 30 feet away from this person. And probably ran. But you do notice they are missing. But you and Nyx are together. Uh, you guys sticking together?
So
Why not?
there's none.
I don't know where she is. Fen might be somebody else. It was kind of weird.
It was a dark corner in an alleyway, which
I
Nix
just
may or
Huh.
may not have been able to see any
I just
details
got
at all.
shoved into a wall and it was dark. I was gonna go shopping before heading back because we're already out here.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Concerned about the shop. Left a lot of damage.
you see guards running this direction.
Cool.
People are coming.
Help is on the way.
That's good. Didn't
And
expect everything to get destroyed.
if
Wasn't our plan.
so the two of you are going. So Nix is going to go spoon shopping with Kel in tow.
Mhm.
Uh,
I was not told to keep it a secret.
it's very true.
Mm.
So the two
Sounds
of you
useful.
begin to make your way back towards the main square. Fen, are you also meandering in that direction?
Yeah, keeping a distance from those two, but
Okay.
ambling, is that what drunks
Yeah.
do? I
They
I
never
feel like
remember what happens to me.
tottering, maybe.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
depends. I think you could cross the whole
teetering.
gambit of walks, but you make your
Sashay a bit.
way.
In a
There is
street.
a
I feel
bit
like
of
sachet
energy to
requires
it.
a little bit of like purpose.
I mean, the thing is, some intoxication just gives you an energy, so it could be
That's
like, I have the
true.
energy to sachet.
Jack Sparrow
Um,
can get sashay.
Very true. But you, however,
It's a
the hero
dangerous
of
one, I
Aaron Toft
think.
in this form makes their way. They do.
Mm.
Roshan, you've kind of gotten to hear all of the commotion from like a distance, but it was all so loud.
Mm.
And you got to see a panther full sprint by. You're very sure that that panther no longer exists. After hearing the sounds of it, like everyone screaming, and then all of that kind of just very quickly settling down, and the amount of armed guards with ranged weapons pursuing, you think the panther is no more. Um, but there is still afterwards the sound back in the direction from Calendula's of calling for the guard. And you can see from where you are a couple guards who were in the square do make their way in that direction. Is there anything you'd like to do?
If I'd planned any crimes, now would be the great time to do them, but um Roshan just has a small list of things he wants to do. He wants to go to the haircut place first.
Okie dokie.
And then he wants to
Mm.
pick up his outfit and hit up the magic shop for materials so that he can enchant it.
Say the second part again. I can't read and think at the same time, it seems.
It's a move.
After the hair appointment, he wanted to go pick up his outfit and hit up the magic shop for enchantment materials.
Okay. Uh, very cool. You are heading over to uh Marguerite's Wearable Works, which is
Yes.
your first guess at where you could probably get a haircut. So I'm gonna say right off the bat, nobody can find Roshan. As people enter the square, it's like, I don't know where he is. Who knows where he has meandered? But Nana is still on a roof. Nana, how long do you vibe on a roof as you hear the sound of like guards running by and like going to, like about their business, the call for the guards?
God. They're probably going to be concentrating on here for a while, so I think Nana gives it maybe like 5 to 10 minutes and
Mm-hmm.
then tries to sort of make her way as directly as she can to a different adjacent street using
Mm-hmm.
alleys if possible. She'd rather not be out on the road until she's not directly on the same road the panther ran down. She'd like to go
Okay.
alleys, road, then towards the square.
All right, go ahead and give me another stealth check for trying to make your way away from the scene of the crime.
Mm-hmm. Hot damn, honey! Wow! She's making me proud this week. That's 26.
Wow.
Use the high
19
roll.
on the dice, man.
just like a little flume, you just slide down the side of the roof. Not a sound to be had, and you kind of serpentine through the alleys until you're far enough away that you feel like nobody saw my face anyways,
Yeah,
probably.
probably. Probably.
So where is the goal to go as you have now kind of gone to a safer location to begin existing?
Probably going to head in the direction of the square. I mean, I'm aware that people were wanting to do shopping in addition to this little heist, so that's where I'm going.
Okay. You make your way to the square where I think you can very much see the hero of Toft.
Oh, looking drunk, disheveled, and like he slept in an alley overnight. Amazing.
Uh,
Huh.
and Nyx and Keld, I'll go back to you real quick. It's not too hard to find a store that sells kitchenwares. Uh, Magically enchanted could be like a difficult, but you're welcome to ask around and try and figure it out.
Can do
That's what
some detectiving.
that's what Roshan sent me to buy. So we have to at least ask. Mhm.
What does he need a magic?
Well, he didn't have time to go shopping to get you a magic spoon, so I'm doing it. But now since you're here, at least you can pick out the one you want. But Roshan's paying for it, so
Sounds good to me.
So long
Alright.
as the gift arrives, it doesn't matter if it's a surprise.
right.
The two of you kind of make your way through the square. You do have to kind of leave the main square to start looking at places. So full split. And you enter a place that seems to sell cooking utensils of many kinds. And when asked about anything magically inclined, it does sort of pique the interest of. Sorry, I was trying to type and talk, and that's not happening today. But
Did they find like magic Williams and Sonoma?
Oh.
it's a beyond, beyond, and beyond.
I was wondering.
Wow.
A Bed Bath and Beyond.
It's a beyond, beyond, and beyond.
Oh. I hear
That
they
you
got
can find
everything there.
if you're looking for it, they more than likely have it.
We're gonna be in there for a few hours, so
Yeah,
Consider that
but
time.
time just sort of stops in that place. I don't know how long I was here.
we test every bed that they have.
Like getting lost in IKEA.
Yeah. You're following the little lines on the floor and then they're gone and you're like, wait, hold on. We messed up. We have to go
Oh
back.
no.
Uh,
They have
but if
food
you,
here.
oh, sweet. You guys have a grand time and beyond, beyond,
This
and
is a
beyond.
whole food court.
Um, give me a solid, give me a solid 10 gold for the spoon and for getting some food at the food court. If you want more, then, we'll talk more coin. But for a magic-y spoon, he's not too expensive.
You can take that on.
Yeah. Roshan, take it out of your money.
Did you take? I think I gave Nyx 10 platinum.
Oh, cool. I was not told
You can
that.
stay here all day.
Yeah, you can stay there all day. I bet they
So
would let
many
you rent one of
spoons.
the bunk beds for,
Sure.
This display.
Couple
Could I
hours at
stay here?
least.
But you find a spoon, do you just immediately give it to Keld?
Yes. Hand it over. This is from Roshan.
Um, and
Tell him it
now
was
you
10
have
platinum. They keep the rest.
this was 10 platinum.
It's a really expensive spoon.
Yeah, it's just a very fancy, like a very just elegant, very classic, pretty normal looking wooden spoon, like made of a darker wood. But right on the top of the spoon, it has like a little swirly design, almost like I spin, uh, like directions on the top. And you two get lost in Beyond, Beyond, and Beyond. I'm gonna head back over to Roshan real fast, who has all the time in the world, goes over to Marguerite's wearable works, and there's some hustle and bustle on the street. And as you walk into the building, that amplifies by 10. The amount of people crammed into this building, running around, getting things done, is hectic. In a, you're sure they're organized, but you can't see a rhyme or reason to the madness as people are pulled about the place. And you can see a frazzled young woman at a front desk sort of scenario with like a book and like rapidly going through it and like like striking through names and writing new names in their place, and just like it is a thick tome of many a name.
Roshan will approach her and wait patiently to be acknowledged before saying anything.
Um, it takes a moment, but after a moment, she kind of looks to you and just like a bit bloodshot in the eyes, and you could assume it's from lack of sleep. Just this intense stare. Yeah, can I help you?
I was hoping that I could get in sometime in the next couple days for um, a hair treatment and a skin treatment.
She goes quiet and just sort of like looks at you for a moment as the sound of chaos behind her sort of kind of fills the space. So you're asking for an appointment today?
Or tomorrow.
Uh-huh. And you could
And
just
if
see this like forced customer service smile.
there's nothing that works, I can just purchase products and do it myself.
Okay. So the best I can do, because you see every time that I scratch a name off of here, it's already filled by like 5 other people. But if you're able to buy the spot, we could put you ahead of other people on the list who did not put in this amount of money.
And how much is a spot going for at the moment?
To reserve a spot within the next 2 days, we'll just like rapid fire through. I could get you in tomorrow with a payment of 85 gold.
Yeah. Do you want that in gold pieces, gold shavings, jewelry, or gems?
I want it in gold.
Roshan will start getting out gold pieces for that.
Okay. You have now secured yourself a spot at this very busy establishment for tomorrow to get your hair done and a little bit of a face treatment.
And Roshan will take 5 extra gold out of his own personal stash and slide it across and say, "Thank you for your help."
Your patronage is appreciated. And there's just like no change in the face, and just like just this like sort of just twit, almost like if you took a smile and like you held it with clothespins, like it is just like stuck in that position. She can't waver. It's like, and she gives you a nod and a smile, and your name is inserted in one of the slots.
Um, is that the slots for tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, before he leaves, he's going to just put a hand on hers and look her in the eye and say, "You're doing great. Keep it up," and just turn and leave.
You turn and go. You do not know the reaction that occurs as you have turned and you have left. Who knows if this was a bright light on her day or a strange encounter, but nonetheless, a compliment given.
Roshan is a little weird, and that's okay.
Follow your heart, babes.
I feel like some retail people appreciate that little bolster every once in a while.
It depends. If some random person touched my hand, I guess I'm just at work and they just clasp my hand. You're doing it.
Mm.
I'm doing it.
Am
Thank
I
you.
okay?
Would have
Okay.
appreciated some bardic inspiration back when I was in retail.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too. Man.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
I do have that to give out. Roshan will
I
give that
could make
out.
it magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adding
And not
magic to
just
it
a touch.
certainly bolsters it and
Yeah.
gives it a bit of an energy.
Mm.
Uh, her handwriting in this moment so great as she writes your
Oh,
name down with a little smiley face next to it. Uh,
hey.
and
We love that.
Roshan, you said you're going to go to gather supplies for the enchanting of your outfit.
Yes. Pick up the outfit itself and the enchanting supplies for it.
Okay. So it's going to be because you don't have the tools naturally. They're not too expensive. Um, so it's going to be a gold for just the tools to work with your outfit.
Okay.
And then it's going to be 30 sounds like the number I said. And then 30 for the bits and bobs. Is that what I said? Or
I think you
90?
said 90.
I think it is 90. You're right. Big preach on the honesty. It is 90. But yeah, so 91 gold
Okay.
to start this endeavor of trying to enchant your own clothes. And you have something now akin to like weaver's tools, which you are not proficient in by any means, but you got them.
Sweet.
You're like, I don't know what any of this is, but I'm going to figure it out.
I'm sure I can figure something out.
Yeah. And a lot of these things, like you look at what the components are and you're like, you can find this near anywhere, but a magic shop would have probably a good chunk of components. So you are able to do that. Uh, Nana and Fen, you are both in the square. What are we doing?
I'm just gonna walk into an alley and like walk behind a building as Dolph
Mhm.
Hero or Varentoft and like walk out the other side as Fen.
I feel like Nana is just kind of like waiting for Fen to show back up. She watches Dolph, hero of Arentoft, hard sleeper of alleys, drunkard extraordinaire, wander into an alley and just sort of like waits. Ah, Fen.
Hello, Nana. How did you fare?
Pleasantly enough. Didn't cause any kerfuffle so far as I'm aware. You?
I had full confidence in you. Nyx decided to stop being a spider in my pocket, and I didn't like it.
Decided?
I certainly didn't tell her to, and I wasn't prepared for it. But
Hmm.
anyhow, she's got to be around here somewhere. She and Kel wandered off. I wasn't able to keep up with them. I was stumbling too much.
Well, you were very in character, honestly. It was a little difficult to clock you, but
I
it helped
think I'm
I
getting good.
recognize the face.
I think I'm getting good at it.
Honestly, I really think you are. You're really perfecting this character that you've got going on. I think you should keep refining it.
What do we want to do? Well, I mean, I can't get too familiar with it, otherwise it defeats the purpose of hiding in it if everyone sees it and knows it's me. But what do we want to do? I need a haircut, and I'd like to get things done to my outfit. But other than that, uh,
Well, we're coming quite close to the party. We'll see if anybody's able to take you today. Um, let's go and inquire about the haircut first. I suppose I could probably do with one, maybe, if they can squeeze me in, but I'm only a second, so it's not quite so important. I'm to the nines.
well, you deserve to have fun and feel pretty for the party. I mean,
Oh, well, I can do my
you
best.
treat yourself.
Well, let's see exactly how expensive it becomes to treat myself today, because I really did sort of want to see if I could find something that might assist with that whole potentially being blind for a whole combat sort of thing. So,
You know what? I was looking for something the other day and I poked my head in the bag of holding. We have so many fucking gems.
oh, well, we probably
we
could
just
leverage something.
we have we have lots and lots of gems. I don't feel bad about spending a bit to get this party, particularly if there are things we can gain in the way of information at the party. We need to treat this like a mission, but a
Right.
mission we can have fun doing.
Well, it's not impossible to do. I've never done it in a town before, but much to be said for novelty. Let's give it a shot.
Right. Any idea where you're going? Is there a barber or a salon in these here parts?
I know I've seen one, I think, when we were passing by. Let's have a look and see what we can find.
Uh, the two of you, two ships in the night,
Mm,
as
mm,
Roshan leaves and turns a
mm-hmm.
corner, and then the two of
Yep,
you go and enter
yep.
into Marguerite's, which
Mm-hmm.
is all hustle and bustle with a
Right.
slightly confused but kind of still smiling woman at the front desk
Nice.
holding a large ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, this was a terrible idea. There are entirely too many people here.
Well, let's don't lose faith. Let's see what we
All
can
right,
do. Let's just ask. Nothing wrong with asking. Worst they can do is say no, right?
all right, that's fine.
So,
So,
go on.
oh no, you asked. I'm going to stand here and make sure no one touches me.
I can do that. Hello. I understand things are very busy. Big party coming up.
Hmm.
Do you have any available spots today, tomorrow, prior to the event that's coming up in a few
What
days?
exactly are you looking for?
Haircut for my friend.
Hmm. A lot of haircut requests. So currently we are very slammed. A lot of people make reservations weeks, months in advance. Uh,
Certainly.
but it is ever changing. And with a payment, we could possibly get you onto the list.
All right. What payment would be required in order to get on the list?
Well, sadly, somebody just took one of our recently opened spots. So
All right.
sadly, the price has gone up a bit. It's 100 gold to get in. And that's just to get in. This does not go
Right.
towards the treatment.
Right. I understand. Reservations being in high demand. That's very understandable. Let me
Hey, Nana,
in.
Nana,
Mm,
Nana. That seems like a lot. Remember the thing I said about treating ourselves?
yeah.
Let's do it ourselves.
Um, I did wonder whether or not you might have some products, perhaps, which might be purchasable. Something to help make the hair look a little smoother, a little shinier.
We could certainly sell you some things. Do you have any experience with items like this?
Haha. No, I'm afraid not.
So, as much as I am told to upsell, you are welcome to take it and try, but this being your first time, it may be difficult. And, if you buy something to smooth the hair and you put too much of it on, then you're sitting on a bit of a grease pile. But you are
Ooh,
certainly welcome to try, if so inclined.
okay. I'd like to buy a bottle of something which would be just a nice basic treatment, something to just make the hair look good if it hasn't had a chance to have a nice wash in a little while. We've been on the road for
Hmm.
a fair pace.
So I could provide you with a hair mask that we make in-house. That's going to be, let me see. And she like looks at like the two of you and kind of like looks at, you can see she's looking at your hair.
Right, right.
So I would probably go with the, yeah. For about 40 gold, we can
Mhm.
get you our in-house hair mask.
That would be perfect. Yes, please, if we could.
And it should be enough, depending if both of you want to use it, if you have a little party beforehand. But there should not be a lot of room for error with this
Okay.
product.
The one use, and then that's more or less it.
I would use it every time before you plan on washing your hair for best outcome. I cannot
Okay.
promise that your hair is going to look much changed after the first use, but it's a process.
Okay. All right, excellent. That would be perfect. Yes, please. Does it happen to come with instructions?
So all you're going to do, and she takes out this pretty good sized container
Okay.
and explains how you are going to dampen your hair, put the product
Mm-hmm.
on, leave it
Mm-hmm.
on for an amount of time, and then
Mm-hmm.
wash it out and go about your normal routine. And that this
Okay.
should be done weekly.
I see. That's extremely helpful. Thank you very much. Nana's
Yeah,
kind of like
and
jotting this down real quick on a little pad.
No,
and
we
honestly,
don't
you
have
could
a
do
week.
like
I know.
like I would say almost twice a week for just beginning, maybe the first week, and then you can go to once a week. But your hair will look stunning.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I think that will do us all right. Really
And
appreciate
I
it.
would say if you do this right before the party, it will like maintain a bit of a shine. So
Okay. Excellent. That, I think, should do exactly what we need it to do.
okay, 40
Thank you so
gold,
much.
please.
You've got it. Nana will pony that up.
You have it?
Um, I mean, like, I don't have it in Nana's inventory. I confess, I don't
I have
remember
it.
if we
I've
got
got
some
it.
extra. Okay.
I've got it.
I, I can get at least some.
No, it's all right. It's Roshan gave me 10 platinum the other night, and I
Oh, okay.
didn't pay anything with it.
All right then.
Triggered me.
Yeah, it's awfully nice.
All right, Fen forks up 40 gold,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys have a hair mask.
Fantastic.
Going anywhere else?
Um, Nana wants to look into Magisk Boutique, if only to see whether or not that adorable child is there again. Because oh my god,
Hmm.
if she's not, it will be a minor loss. But even so, it's also a necessary thing. See whether or not there's any magic items that fit the bill for what she's looking for.
Hmm. Why can't okay. Uh, yeah, the two of you make your way over to Magic Boutique. Small, older shop, as if the other stores had been built around it. You walk inside, there are plentiful potions and strange items put up on shelves. But uh, at this moment, you do not see a small child, but you do see the owner, the older tabaxi man, who
Mm-hmm.
looks over and gives you a smile. And oh, how can I help you?
Hello again. Wanted to poke in and see whether or not, I'm sure your stock has not turned over much in the past week, but I wanted to see whether or not there might be something around which might help me to, how do I word this? Keep myself from getting, losing an enemy. I'm trying to avoid running into problems acting as a second for someone in the upcoming event. And I'm concerned there may be some folk who may try something a little more advanced than just sand in the eye, you know?
So what exactly are you asking for?
She's afraid she's going to be blinded by an enemy, and she doesn't want that to happen.
Oh,
If you've anything like that in stock. I'll understand if not.
At this time, at best, I think I might have a scroll of dispel magic, but I'm not an expert of how these fights go, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure how effective that would be in a combat, especially a one-on-one scenario.
Right.
I could certainly make something, but it is going to be pretty pricey. And to have it done before the party,
Much more
I'm
so.
unsure if I could. It would
Right.
certainly be a very rush job.
Right. I understand. Well, if not that, then I wanted to know if maybe you had anything aesthetic, cosmetic, something in the way of trees, flowers, blooming things, or
Oh. Well,
snow effects, perhaps.
I mean, I try not to step on the toes of the other shops.
I do recall you said.
But I don't think I have anything on hand. Once again, I may have a scroll that
Mm-hmm.
could probably make a blizzard, but I don't think it's a blizzard you're looking for.
No, unfortunately, I'd rather not snow out the whole party. I might get kicked out.
Hmm.
In that case, then definitely we're going to require some potions. Had a little incident with our potions since the last time we were in. I know we bought a few of them. I don't suppose you've had a chance to replenish any of
Huh.
those.
Um. Goodness. Feel like you may have bought me out. Let me go check real quick.
I
Um.
appreciate it. Thank you.
No, we are going to have to find Roshan before we spend too much money.
I know.
um, Goes through and is like, I'll certainly be making more. These are, constant profit on healing potions, depending. Um, I have I have two lessers left and sets them on the counter. So 100 gold.
We've
So
enough
50
for.
each.
Yeah, we've enough for that, right?
I've 68 gold.
And then however much in the platinum, right?
No, I have the equivalent of 68 gold.
Oh, I see. Okay. We will take one of the lessers, and I won't ask you to reserve the other. If we have a chance to come back by and purchase it, then so much the better. But I would hate to deny you a purchase.
Okay. You take one healing potion. 50 gold is given to the shopkeep,
Mm-hmm.
and that transaction is complete. Is there anything
Mm.
else while on premises or anything else in the square?
I'm trying to remember what were my other things. While I'm trying to figure out my life, Fen, did you have anything else?
Uh, Too broke to do anything at this point. We should find Roshan before we go shopping any further. Or Nyx. Nyx carries lots of money.
Either one, honestly, and if we don't find one, surely we'll find the other somewhere. Let's have a look.
Roshan has all of those gems. We should just sell some of those gems. Listen, a couple days ago, I was dropped out of the sky, and all of my arrows were broken. That could just as easily happen to anything. Drop all those gems down a hole and never see them again. Let's get our money's worth out of them while we have
Might as well. Quick question. I don't remember. Did Magisk Boutique buy gems, or was that more likely to be purchased elsewhere from us?
It depends. Sometimes magic users do need gems for things they are working on, but um, who's to say? You don't have
Right.
them on your person.
Yeah. They'll be in the bag of holding, which is with Roshan. So let us go and see what we can find.
All right. You all exit.
Thank you.
Bit of a wave from like this large sort of paw-like hand. And
love
you
those
go back
hands.
onto the chilly streets. Nix and Keld, is there anything else in town after you guys have been having a bop and beyond, beyond, and beyond?
Pretty sure I have to wait a day to get my outfit. So unless you have something else you want to do, yeah, let's go back to the inn then. They'll find us eventually.
Yeah, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. The two of you are going back to the inn. I'm going to say for ease and sanity, based on what I'm looking at here, Nana and Fen, you can't locate any of the team. It was so distant, and then half the team went back, and I only can assume the other half of the
yeah.
team went back. But you
I
can't
see.
find anybody in the square after looking for a bit.
Okay. Well, I suppose back to the inn then. Yeah. If nothing else, they're bound to show up there eventually.
Yep, fair enough. We could get lunch or something. But it's
Mhm.
about lunchtime at this point. Probably not even
You went?
close.
No, it's past. You guys
Oh,
did
is
the
it?
whole thing with Gunhild at noon. You're past lunch. It's late.
Oh, okay.
It's getting late in the
Dinner.
day.
Yeah.
Gunhild was at noon. It took an hour to even get to Gunhild, so that's one. And then you walked back to the inn, and then you walked back to the thing, which was
I
you're
didn't realize.
probably at like 4. You're closing on
Okay,
4, so the sun is slowly making its way down in the sky.
didn't realize this is the same day as Gunhild. But this is a long
Yeah,
day.
same day. Same day, boys. Lucky for y'all, same day, because the next day would be the party. um, but all of you make your way back. Is Roshan deep in the ether, perhaps deep in the void? Um, uh, I can't see them, but
I see them.
but oh, then let me refresh, guys. Hold on, I want to see him too.
Heard him briefly. Are you with us, Roshan? Can you give us a sign?
No.
I'm here.
I see him. I hear him. Do you, Jillian?
Now I do.
Aha! Excellent.
Uh, Roshan, where were you heading after acquiring your items? Back to the inn? I can't hear you.
You
Oh, well,
just.
yeah. Yeah, keep going. If you're able.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said, is there anything after you get your
Am I
items? Are you
hiccuping?
heading back? A little bit.
I'll give it a retry because I'm not coming through.
Neat. Well, at minimum, everybody seems, I would only assume, I don't know what else Roshan has to do with this day, but I can only assume everybody is going to do some sort of reconvening back at the inn. That nerd's going to read books. Well, and maybe do some enchanting. Who knows?
Maybe.
Uh, but based on what happened, I only can assume Roshan made it back to the inn first, so up to his room. But the four of you arrive on the scene. Um, is there anything you guys are doing? Do you want full party reconvening? There we go. Are you
At
all
the
looking
very
to
least,
team up?
to like look over the paper that we took out of Calendula's and figure out what we
Yeah.
can figure out from it. But in the room,
Yeah, let's
not
go
in
to
the
the
In
room.
the
tavern. In the
Not around prying eyes.
no.
Okay.
And Nana, do you think I could trouble you to cut my hair while we're up there?
I can do my best.
Or maybe
It'll be.
Roshan will be better at it, but I just,
He may be as soft to touch. If we'll see.
I
One
mean,
of us should be able to.
I'm used to doing it
Yes.
myself. I just want to look somewhat presentable.
Right.
All
We'll
right.
do what we can. We'll make it look good.
All of you head upstairs to meet in the room, and that is where we are going to take our break. It's a little quick on the draw today, but you plenty of time to go get your snack and your drink,
Mm-hmm.
and we will see everybody in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Tin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 145 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. The party has just escaped the scene of a crime that they committed after thieving some information from Calendula's Tonic and Tincture to get a look at that patient list. We're not going to talk about the morality of stealing medical documents because fuck cultists. So, so it's
Yeah,
fine. And any
if it's
collateral
against a
damage that
cultist.
happens, totally fine.
Definitely.
The trauma
don't
also
question
fine
it.
for those people who saw a panther.
Yeah, don't
A
question
panther
it.
who
It's
came
fine.
out of their store from the back.
Jesus.
Irrelevant. But some of you go about business to try and get ready for the party. Some of you buy a magic spoon that stir itself, an item Roshan requested Nyx pick up and give to Keld, but Keld was there and basically just picked it up and was like, got it. So, spoon received. And Roshan, what I was asking, which I could have totally asked while we did not when we were in the void, I'm assuming you went back to the inn.
Yeah.
Okay. At this time, all of you have reconvened in your room. The team is back together. What are we doing?
All right. So,
This
those
who knows how
elucidate
to cut
the
hair?
medical records. I can assist a little.
Kel, I I would trust you with my life, but you're at a bit of a disadvantage for cutting hair at the moment. Um,
Doesn't mean you can't do it.
Well,
I
one
didn't
of
say
us
he
could
couldn't do it. I
comb
just
and
yeah, I gladly
could
help
cut.
however I could. I can't imagine how
Got
how
the
it would be
spoon
done.
now.
Oh, that's a lovely spoon.
That's a very nice looking spoon. Does
Was-
it do anything?
I think Roshan interrupts and says, "Oh, so what did you find?"
This-
Inside the shop, yes. We got
a piece of paper with something crossed out that I can't read. So I'll give it to Roshan.
we didn't
Lovely.
have time
Roshan,
for a rubbing, so
you are presented with a piece of paper ripped from a ledger that seems to have patient name, symptoms, attending doctor, and then one that is just completely bolded out.
Huh. Well, I'll try taking a bit of charcoal and try to take a rubbing of it. If that doesn't work, I'll do something else.
there's something
Okay.
magic for that, probably.
Go ahead and give me either. No. I know what I want. Give me an investigation check. It's going to be a
Um,
relatively beefy DC. Not crazy, but a little beefy.
is it something that I can use the eyes of minute seeing to do?
I am going to say in this scenario, no.
Okay.
Do
Then
you want a boost?
Valid question.
if you don't mind, I want to get rid of this as quickly as possible.
I think that's for the best. Let's see what we can do. Investigation is under intelligence, so Nana's gonna give you what is it? Owl? No, something. Hang on.
Eagle Splendor, I
It's
think.
enhanceability. I think Eagle Splendor.
Eagle
is
Splendor, I
charisma.
think, is charisma.
Fox is
Oh.
cunning. Fox's cunning is
I was
intelligence.
Yeah,
just
sure,
like,
that one.
we know that this does this, so
Yes.
I accept it, name or not. You now
Oof.
have advantage on intelligence checks.
Unfortunately, I do not break 20. I get a 19.
Okay. You take this piece of paper and place it atop and are just slowly kind of working at it with this piece of charcoal. and you begin to see lines that were indented in it. You are able to get a rubbing. I didn't say it was a DC 20, baby.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. All right, good. Whew.
With that, I think Roshan will put on the Eyes of Minute Seeing and use a quill to trace the minute lines of what may have been there.
Okay, based on what you're using and like the amount of things going on, no roll necessary. You rolled very high and also are using a magic item to assist you. So you were able to parse out a bit of information. Some of it was a bit hard to acquire. Some of it, especially when crossed out, takes some damage. So it is not the most complete information you have ever received, but nonetheless, you have something. You see, based on the alignment of all of the other entries, that the doctors that do the attendings, that make these appointments, are Dr. Madison and Dr. Logrid. And you begin to transfer this information over. Patient, not available. An NA is written in its place, so there's no patient name listed. Symptoms: PPS, fatigue, vertigo, hemoptysis, like a doctor, weakness, confusion, and you can see the beginning of another word, and it looks like the person writing this started actively scratching out at this time, making the end bit illegible. You can see that a note is written after these scribblings that says, "Off the book, SE." And the attending doctor is Calendula.
Roshan will share as much of the information as he can, and then say, do we have any other use for this?
The original? I think we should burn it.
Agreed. Can we tell at all when the visit took place?
I mean,
I wasn't able to get that information.
Like, can we tell from the adjacent listings there? Are there dates for any of those, or things that line up
These
with any
ones
events that?
only state months, and it lines up with probably a week before your encounter seeing Bosch through the portal.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, Roshan will say that, and then he'll hold up the slip of paper and look around for anyone to stop him before it just lights into fire in his hand and disappears into ash.
Also, somebody is also welcome to roll a medicine check for some of the jargon.
Yeah, I'll do that. She's reading over it.
Okay.
Dr. Nix.
Can any of us?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
The dice is already rolled.
It's already rolled. It's a 19 on the die plus 9. So
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Hell
Nice.
yes, Nix. Hell
Nix
yes.
rolls.
she told you she knew medicine.
The thing
She
is,
sure
you've
do.
never really encountered like big fancy like city medicine, but you're like, okay, I'll just
I
get.
know things.
I can figure out some
So you kind of just take personal knowledge and passing lingo and just assumptions based on what you're reading. You think PPS is persistent physical symptoms. Hemoptysis is coughing up blood. You remember hearing somebody talk about that. SE does not ring a bell.
think it means secretly evil.
Secret.
Yeah, that's definitely in the
Definitely
doctor's
evil.
notes. Secretly evil. No, we have to scratch that out.
We can't
Don't
have
let
that
them
on record.
It's off
Just
the
put it in
books,
initials.
guys.
Or off the book, secretly
They'll
evil.
never know.
Okay. Thank you, Nix.
Mhm.
Okay, so this lines up with at least a few of the things that we saw when we caught sight of Bosch through that portal, right?
So, if we were going to take action on this and try to introduce some sort of poison to him, if he's coughing up blood, I've never known a ranger to use prestidigitation. Perhaps he's got a handkerchief, and if his handkerchief could be poisoned, he would be putting that straight to his face.
It's assuming that we could get to Bosch's personal handkerchief, but it's a good idea.
It's
Just a
information
thought.
we can pass on at least.
It's true. We do have someone who has a vested interest in assisting us in that matter, so.
Honestly, I don't think we do anything with this information right now. I think we were asked to get it by a person, and they can have it when they ask for it. They said they would contact us.
Right.
So until, at least until after the party, holy shit, there's so much going on.
I know.
Hopefully he
Life
doesn't
at
just show
stake.
up at the party, but
Who even knows? Surely if he's experiencing symptoms like these, he won't be showing up in public, in front of people he might be trying to sway to his side. He can't be showing weakness like that.
he probably won't show, and if he comes to the party looking grand, either Calendula is a miracle worker or it might not be him.
Which could be interesting as well. Okay.
There's always the possibility that we can't entirely trust Gunhild.
I mean, true, but what choice have we got but to effectively do so until given proof that we
No.
can't?
We don't have to hand over this information to her immediately or when she asks for
Alright.
it until we've vetted that she's got the same goals as we.
I'm sorry.
I'll
We should
agree
really
with
see if
that.
anyone's listening if we're gonna get into this.
Yeah, you're right. Let's have a look around. Quick check with the lantern.
Yeah.
Roshan was intentionally being vague, but yes, it's a good idea.
Perception with the lantern. Dirty 20.
Nothing catches your eye.
Seem like we're in the clear, but let's be safe and not use names if we can avoid it.
All right.
Okay. Let's do what we can to at least... Fen, I don't disagree. I'd like to be able to vet her, but I don't know how we possibly can. Let alone in the middle of all this nonsense with the party.
Well, I mean, firstly, we can see how closely she's watching us. If she approaches us and seems to know that we were responsible for a certain thing at a certain place, then she's watching us somewhat closely. If she's got an idea of what it was that we might have taken, she's watching us even closer than that.
All right. If nothing else, it's information. Not sure what we should do about that, but...
As I see it, she's in our debt at this point. We are not in hers.
Don't know if
But-
she'd see it that way.
The thing is, she's threatening our family, so we can't really just do nothing.
She knows.
Threatening of our families is the reason not to work with someone.
I don't disagree. However, she is also our one committed so far ally on our goal. The ultimate goal
We
of our
could use the help.
enterprise.
Well, no, she's not the only one, and my concern is for the other one, who she seems to know who it is.
Well,
Her bargaining position increases significantly if she is the only one. That's my concern.
you're concerned that she might
That she
be
might
the
hurt.
leader.
But yes, that's one of my concerns. I certainly don't trust her not to do that. She seemed elated to have figured it out.
You can always
True.
check in with her.
If you're able to.
And if at all, if at any point Gunhild feels threatened that she might be found out, she has that in her back pocket to turn in our actual friend. And that's what I'm concerned about.
Mm.
That risk was always there. So.
But our other friends should be aware of the change in circumstance.
If she isn't already, then we should try to let her know, yes. But I'm not sure what else we can really do at this specific juncture. We can definitely look for more opportunities as they come, but I'm not sure exactly how much planning we can do right now with things moving as much as they are.
No, you're right. And I think we should probably, the next time we want to discuss this, climb a rope to do it. You're right.
That or
That
put up a bubble.
was awkwardly done. I'm not even sure. Does the bubble protect us? It's
Well,
not.
magic can't pass in, right?
I'm not sure.
Theoretically, magic can't pass through it, so I'd like to say no, but anyone who's sufficiently powerful can get around that.
And Lord knows he's got a few sufficiently powerful individuals.
A few less, and we can drink for that. We can drink to that.
It's true. So much the better. But in the meantime, what should we do, if anything, with regards to the shop? Should we steer clear completely? Do we think we will need to go back for anything else?
I'm not sure. It didn't seem like they sold anything of use to us there.
No.
Not
Would
sure they'll
we-
have anything left for sale.
Would we visit again as customers if this weren't a thing that we'd been involved in? I think we should continue on doing what we would have been doing otherwise, which brings me to something that I did want to discuss. We're preparing very hard, not with very much time left, for this party. We've tried very hard to get in. We've all succeeded to find some route inside. What do we want to accomplish while we're there? We need to find information about Rose.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Well, we do need to decide what we want to ask Russ for from his boss. So we have to run that favor by him beforehand.
What's the broad strokes of the favor? Like, what kind of proportion are we talking about? What sort of size?
He didn't say. We're just supposed to run it by him first.
I would most like to
you
ask him for Russ and perhaps Russ's associates' help in dealing with the guard should that become necessary.
the biggest and best favor I can think of. I don't know if Russ can do it, but if he can, so much the better.
Do we have a backup in case that's a no?
The 5 of us.
If
Well, a backup favor.
Yeah.
Oh,
if he is unwilling to share Russ's services, then perhaps I said that because those goals seem to line up mostly with his own, especially if we share that our friend is a bioterrorist who wants to
End
raise
all
the world
sentient life?
in corruption.
Hmm.
But it might also be prudent to ask if he's got any information about Mikkel, who seems to be, at this point, at least bankrolling.
Okay.
or Eitri. Either.
Mhm.
If he won't give up one, maybe he'll give up the other.
I'd
I'll
very
throw
much like
info about your sister on my list as well to run past him. Just in case.
Just in case.
Sure. If you think that'll help.
Who knows? Somebody could have run
Roshan,
across her.
Roshan, there'll be a lot of people here, and your sister traveled widely and knew a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't pass up this opportunity. If
But
there's
we also...
if there's a chance the best one is here.
You're not wrong, but there's also the chance that if we do find her, then Jinli will know exactly where we are and what we're looking for, and she's the one who created me and my sister the way that we are, and she'd love to just devour us.
Oh, there's a lot to unpack there.
There's
Yeah.
Pink lady you mentioned.
yes. So
Ah.
steer clear of her and don't mention looking for my sister around her.
Right.
She knows that I'm looking for her, but she also knows that I've no leads. So I'd like it to stay that way.
I know she wants to do you personal harm, and that should be enough to put her on our bad list, but how much of a threat is she in the broad scheme of things? Is she a Mikkel? Is she a Bosch? Is she an Olave?
I think she could be any of those. She's been in the game for a long time.
At least as long as you're old.
And honestly, I think she's smarter than any of them. So, threat, but not active threat.
Potentially quite dangerous, but presently uninterested.
Is there anything we wish to find out about her?
She felt like she was a pretty open book when you were talking to her. So
I don't really care to know anything more about her, but I don't think she has any ties to Mikkel, at least not obvious ones. So I think just avoid her and topics of her as best we can.
Right.
Well, you said she made you. Ave took a special interest in you for a reason, and Ave traveled with Mikkel. I think there's a tie right there. Tangential, maybe.
I don't know that
Did he?
he ever traveled with Mikkel.
I'm not sure about that. He traveled with Marcher.
Marcher.
No, but they greeted each other as friends, wasn't that
Well,
the...
they seem to know one another. I'm not sure.
All right, maybe I
don't know if it would
misunderstood.
have been camaraderie like from traveling companions.
I read that as a greeting between two people on a quest for something, recognizing
Liaison
each
at
other
yard.
in feeling kinship in the trek. But
All right. Maybe I misunderstood then. Anything else, Kel, Nick's things we'd like to accomplish here?
Also, I will say Russ is downstairs. All of you just sort of bulldozed like past him to go upstairs. So I'm just saying he's on
Oops.
premises if at any point you want to talk to him.
Russ is
But
on
continue.
premises.
He is on premises.
He's on the job. Um,
I didn't really have anything specific I was going into this party to do. It's just kind of to do it.
I'm certainly glad you're along.
Like the first reason to go was so that Roshan could see his boyfriend, and now it's just to go to a party.
God,
Speaking of, we have to go to a meeting with him still today. I didn't forget.
oh, that's right.
oh yes.
We do need to do that. We should probably do that like now, but
Right. My biggest concern going into the party, just for me, mainly information about Bosch, if we can find it quietly. Information about Mikhail and Itri, if we can find it quietly. It's my biggest vested interest.
You consider for the girls a possible ally?
They certainly don't seem to care for monsters who fuck with sentient folk, so perhaps could
Haven't brought it up.
you float it?
You trust him? I mean, I haven't spent the time with them that you have, Kel, but we did meet another group of adventurers who used to put up the corpses of their enemies to ward off evil and use it as a display and a threat, and they didn't turn out so good.
They turned out to be half the people we've killed so far. Only saying patterns do happen, but
Killing monsters is one thing, but to use the corpses of your fallen enemies to flaunt, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But you know them better than we. I didn't stick around too long to share drinks with them.
the measure I get of them is that they are more of a club, a blunt instrument meant to cause harm. They are not someone we should think of as a rapier. No fine-tuned jabs from them. And if we
Not so
use
much for
them, we should
finesse.
use them for their strength.
Right. But it could well wind up needing strength should stealth
Strength
fail
could
or
come in
should
handy.
stealth not finish the job. So it's a good thing to have in our back pocket, if nothing else. And if you can float that by Thor, if no one else, Keld, if you feel comfortable and safe doing so, that would be very helpful.
Absolutely. Experience was very unique, so their reaction kind of makes sense to me. Seemed the best.
Seemly.
It was, I'd characterize it as uncouth.
They did rather mention
It's
they'd been
gruesome.
stuck for 3 years, squished into 3 months or something like that, which is a long time to be tortured physically, mentally. Not saying I'd be much
Too
better
long.
off for it. But either way, if we think that we can at least trust them far enough to not discuss the matter far and wide, then I see no harm in at least asking.
Well then, split for dinner. Nix and I have to go meet Egil and
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Keld and I have to fix Fenn's hair for Kareen.
Should be easy. I'm used to doing it myself. I can just guide you, help you. I just want a better angle at it.
Easier for someone else to get the back besides yourself.
And I can help with yours. I even know how to braid. Next, I'm almost done with your basket.
That's good because the other one's gone.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you think it walked off on its own?
Not sure.
It
Or do you
sounds
think
like it.
one of the
It
million
sounds
monsters
like it.
got it?
Yes, one of those horrible all-mouth things just saw a basket in the middle of a field and thought, oh, that's a lovely little picnic right there. Snatched it right up, went off to a nice little clearing. No! The damn thing was a mimic.
I don't know.
I'll die on that
There
hill.
was some fabric there that didn't belong to the basket that was near where the basket was. So I think somebody else found out and took it. I'm just saying.
Who would be in there? I know we were in there, but we didn't want to be.
By the way, I'm almost done with a very nice basket for you.
Thank you.
Doesn't look like the other one, but it'll carry things and it'll be nice.
Well, you can finish working on that while Keld and I work on your hair.
All right. Thank you.
And once we're done cutting it, then I'll do my best with that hair mask thing that we bought.
All right. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I was
We'll
a little nervous as she explained it. It sounded like it could be easily misused.
Well, it sounded simple enough, and I think between Keld and I, we can get it figured out pretty well. We'll sort it, and I think you'll look great.
All right.
All right. Roshan and Nyx, what are we doing?
I can't remember the restaurant, but it wasn't Egg Bread that we were supposed to meet Egil at.
You, I believe, just said we're gonna meet you tomorrow, and he said contact me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, then I will send a sending to him and ask, are you available to meet me and Nyx? I think she has something she wants to share with you.
It's a bit late. Honestly, thought you forgot about me. Didn't hurt my feelings. I'm very put together. I can do a walk-by meeting. And like there's so many fountains.
There's a billion of them.
2 blocks from the hotel north. And he gives you a location for a walk-by meeting.
Roshan will go there with Nyx in tow.
Okay. The two of you walk by. As you make your way into the thoroughfare downstairs, everybody has started showing up now. It is time to party and drink, and the ladies have returned, kind of at their own table, still like loud and like consuming, and just like an energy that like permeates outwards. And you can see some of Russ's people. You don't see everyone, but Russ is there at the table with Randall and Randall just has his head propped up on his hands and is just staring over in the direction of the women at the table, eyes focused on a beautiful woman with the head of a bull, just staring enraptured. And as the two of you go to walk by, Russ stands up and embraces Roshan. So are you guys heading out again?
I'll give him a hug
Yep.
too, around both of
So
them.
both of you hug Roshan. You wrap your arms around both. Mm.
Mhm. We had to
Roshan
go-
just casually nods, like,
Accepts
yep,
it.
this is happening.
We have to go meet that person that I don't want to talk to.
Mm. Fun.
Yeah.
Well, have a good time. And he
You
like,
can come if you want. I don't want to go.
do you want me to go?
I think Roshan kind of pushes his way out and grabs Nyx by the wrist and says, she'll be fine. We'll be back in like 20 minutes.
Are we running?
Full sprint.
Could walk by.
It's not that far. 30 minutes tops.
All right.
Okay. I guess.
All right, be careful.
I'll try.
I'll
Don't say that ominously, like something's going to happen. This is a safe town.
Very safe, full of criminals.
Angel, you and I both know that that's bullshit. This town sucks.
We'll be fine.
So
Don't worry
have
about
fun.
us.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we're only both the only people that have died since meeting up with each other.
We did not. We did.
You
It's
died,
whatever.
and I've died. So.
Roshan is just dragging her toward the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys have fun. And the two of you exit the space, and you can see Russ like watches you as he goes, and then like kind of like slowly, kind of blindly reaches a hand over and like knocks the elbow out from under Randall, who like full like face down onto the table as the door closes behind them. And the two of you begin to go to your meeting that you almost forgot. Did I have a message ready for when you forgot it? 100%.
Well,
But
Bless
you
you,
beat me to
Nyx.
Hey, I
You
have
beat
sticky
me to
notes with
it.
everything to do today.
it. I got my to-do list.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been a long day. This day I think has spread at least 3 games, so it's just a long day in town. But the two of you head off. Meanwhile, upstairs, who's doing this haircut? There will be a roll.
Mm,
May we ask what the nature of the role is before we
Hmm.
choose?
So I can describe what I'd like. I hate the having hair on my ears, and I usually keep it
Yes.
cropped short,
Right.
like very short, all of it gone, just kind of up in
Okay.
a thing, and then like,
Yeah.
but with
So
what's
who's
left,
doing
because
the
it needs
haircut?
it need a braid along the side. That's what I
I
want.
mean, it.
I
Do you
trust
feel confident?
I'll
I
give
trust either of you
Nana guidance.
implicitly.
Kel gives you guidance. I believe the
Hey!
haircut is going to take more than a minute, but I will lower the DC by 1 for that initial cut. So that's what guidance is going to do for you this day, is just lower the
Very
DC
well.
by 1.
Very well.
I will
So
say I don't
Nana,
actually have the spell of guidance. It's just me being supportive.
just emotional. It's like the idea of guidance.
Emotional
I'm literally
Emotional
providing guidance.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
literally
actually
like if you like use this and
Because
it,
I've cut hair before.
yeah. I feel like
So,
Nana has done some emergency cuts before, and like with some tips from Keld, she can make it a little more refined.
so
I
with
had a
this,
mirror that would help, but it got blown up.
I will give somebody advantage, whoever is rolling this, because you do have 2 people actively working on it. The minus to the DC is no longer void, or is null and void. But
I understand it's not actually guidance, so that thing did. Yeah.
So before you roll, please, whatever that was, pick it back up. It means nothing.
That means
You're
nothing.
gonna roll again.
Got it.
I hadn't asked yet, but it's
Sorry.
okay. I'm ready to fuck this up. Throw the dice.
I'm ready to die.
Everyone perish.
Oh
So
God.
you can
These scissors.
either roll sleight of hand,
Mm-hmm.
or I will also take performance.
Sleight of hand is my better skill. I will take that one.
All right, you have advantage.
All right, not the worst. 19.
19 is very good.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you so much.
We're all just
Thank
like,
You're-
Keld for the advantage.
Your dice have been on fire tonight, and I am so happy for it in this moment.
I'm very grateful that this is not the moment they
Hey,
decided to
Keld,
shit
would
the
you
bed.
roll with advantage on performance so I can see what we would have gotten with Keld?
I'd
I'm
love
just
to see
curious
that.
if we were
I'd
all
love to
rolling
see
fire
that.
today.
We might be.
would have been a 21.
Damn, son! Yeah, we
Keld
rolling
out here
fire
like
today.
I've cut hair before, and everyone's like, "Sorry, nerd."
Oh no, he would have done just fine. I feel
But you
bad.
all get to work trying your best, and the thing is, you are not trained at this. This is something vaguely new, at least to be like nice about it, but you know
Yeah.
how to do a trim, you know how to do a braid. And Fen is left with something that does not look frightening, and it looks like his hair is well maintained, at least maybe not quality wise, as you guys are just out in the elements and can't moisturize and shower all the time.
Yeah.
But for what it's worth, doesn't look bad.
All right. I don't think that looks very bad at all. When Nyx gets back, she may be able to freeze a little water and you can take a look at it yourself, but I think it's quite good. What do you think, Keld?
Doesn't look bad. Good job.
I think so. I really appreciated that tip.
Thank you. I appreciate both of you. Anybody else? Can I help now? Or
I mean, I'm quite shaggy. It's not really the most important that I look posh, but if nothing else, if I could just get the worst of the extra length on the sides and my back, that would be
Oh.
helpful.
I've got a blade. It's not neat, but we've done it before, and I can braid.
Who's
Never asked me
rolling?
to braid. You
I
know what?
don't I don't need the convo. Who's rolling
Yeah.
dice for me today?
I think Keld gave some good advice. Would you prefer he or I?
I feel like either one of you would do just fine. I Fen, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I'd really appreciate seeing what Keld can do since
Yeah,
he
I
says
know.
he
Same.
has cut hair before.
Yeah, same season. I mean, you kind of had me do the hair before, so
Right.
do something different. Yeah, Keld, I'll tell you if you're fucking it up.
Doesn't
That's
feel like an advantage statement, but I will give you advantage to guess on either sleight
I'll
of
help
hand
you
or
know when
let's
it's
performance.
make
bad.
it.
Hey, you
Yeah.
fucked it up. The hindsight.
That'll be a 60.
Okay. Listen.
That's okay. Nana does
Hair
not
is
need to
difficult.
look like a
Let's,
20.
I mean, we'll put it on the table. Hair is difficult, but we're not doing, we're not making layers here. We're not doing
Nah.
fanciful things. We're
Oh,
just
God.
making it look presentable, and seems presentable, seems at least more put together than it was.
And Keld is vanished.
Keld has done such a good job that he's been called to a higher plane of existence.
His people needed
Oh,
him.
goodbye. You did a good job.
There he is.
Hey, welcome back.
Okay. How's it look?
Good.
Yeah?
Nice trim.
I think it looks great. I think you did a good job.
Thank you both very much. Thank you, Keld. Thank you, Fen. Keld, I mean, you've got an
Yeah.
awful lot more hair altogether, but is there anything either of us could do for you?
I was gonna ask if you don't mind braiding it. That'd be
Yeah,
Of
no problem.
course. And with the both of us working, it'll take half the time.
Easy enough.
No roll for braiding.
Cool. You have
That
a nice
that
time
is a
braiding that
skill
hair.
that I think everybody in this universe may have.
feel
Is to
like-
at least do a braid of some type.
Nana braids her
so
own hair, so yeah.
Do a Dutch
So-
braid, except
Thank
the
God.
Dutch don't exist in this universe.
Oh no.
so it
Are they
is
dwarves? Dwarf braid?
as you guys consider new names for braids for canon. Meanwhile, the sun has fully set at this point, and the two of you make your way out into the snow. Anything before you guys arrive for your handoff?
I think. Tell me if Roshan thinks this is possible, but I think he wants to use major image to kind of just like play a different scene that's happening with us meeting Egil to the outside. Kind of, I don't know, just something that an onlooker wouldn't look at or wouldn't be interested in.
Go ahead and roll me your spellcasting modifier. Go ahead and roll me that, because this is a pretty precise kind of thing to set up.
Not great. That's an 11.
I mean, you're hoping for the best when you set it up.
Yeah. It'll go great. I'm
You
sure.
don't know if everything. It's like the edge of the well or the fountain, and it's just like slightly up. There's just like a slight ledge where just the image lines up almost right, but just slightly off. And somebody'd have to be looking for it, or at least be very cognizant,
Yeah, and it's dark.
or
It's
walk
fine.
through it. Yeah, if
Yeah.
somebody walks through it, that's like, whoa.
Sit through it, clip
crazy.
through it as you sit on it.
You set this up, and Eagle approaches and like looks around, fully bundled up, uh, multiple layers, gloves, a bit of a scarf pulled fully around like the neck and up over the mouth, and I mean, there's a major image for a different activity taking place. He doesn't.
Does he always
He's-
dress like that?
He's always cold.
He seems to be looking around for you guys. He seems to be waiting.
Roshan will then sneak through the image and wrap some arms around him and say, Nyx here has a present for you.
He watches you like emerge from like the ether, and at this point catches on and will like go into that space with all of you. Miss Nyx.
Just holding out this ring. I don't know anyone else that could use this. It kills the person that's wearing it if they fall while fighting. It killed me, and I said, "You seem like someone that could use that." I hope that makes up for the thing at breakfast the other day.
Nyx, go ahead and roll persuasion for me.
Yep.
And you know what? Go ahead. I'll give you advantage because you did come with a gift.
Questionable gift, but a gift.
A very questionable gift.
Hey, a 12's pretty good for her.
In the grand scheme. And Eagle just sort of like looks at you for a moment and then takes the ring and sort of examines it. Roshan, for a moment, could you just emotionally stop perceiving us? That this moment that is about to take place does not remain in your memory. Just two people talking that mean nothing in this moment.
Sure.
Appreciated. Miss Nix. And he like kind of moves the ring slowly through his fingers. He can't do it quickly because of the glove, but he is still able to just slowly move the ring between. Miss Nix, I appreciate the sentiment thoroughly. And also, I'm going to need you to do one more thing for me. And that thing is for you to keep my name out of your mouth.
Can do. Yep. Hmm.
Fully appreciated. I'm sure we can build up something great, but in this moment, this town, apologies and gifts can only go so far. But I'm sure later on, once I've had a soak back home, we can start over fresh. But for now, I do not exist to you, and I appreciate that.
Works for me. Just slowly backing up.
Perfect. Well, it was nice to see you. His focus has turned to Roshan.
Hmm.
Roshan will give him a kiss, and
Mhm.
then, I mean, the illusion doesn't last for very long.
Mhm.
Says, I suppose we'll take our leave and see you at the party.
That's coming up, isn't it? Everything been good on your end?
Good. Yes. Fine.
Mm. So the hullabaloo wasn't you.
Oh, I had nothing to do with that.
No, that was me.
I had
I
plausible deniability for
He wasn't there.
a few hours.
gotta say, I feel like he does not need to roll for this, as both of you keep trying to Jenga stack information. I wasn't there, but I have plausible deniability that I wasn't there specifically. Right. Anything you need from me? I got a couple minutes. It's cold as shit out here, but I got a couple minutes.
Nix, could you give us a minute?
I'll start walking back. Yeah.
All right. You
Uh,
have a good night, Miss Nix.
Walks really
Roshan,
slowly so he can catch up.
Roshan asks, what is it? I just want to know what I'm getting myself into. What is it that you used to do for Miss Amelie?
Hmm. Well, I will say I was young at the time. Um, it is when I had first came over from the island. And the thing is, work is plentiful, but the quality of the work is, the scale is not tilted in my favor morally. Um, I would like to preface with that I have and never had no love for Miss Amelie. That the sight of her disgusts me. And then, right, Miss Amelie works in people, works in desire. and will swear up and down how consensual of a world she has constructed. But all it takes is some smooth words to some young villager who wants to get out and see the world, and then they're stuck working for Amelie the rest of their life. And I assisted in acquiring people on occasion, mostly transport. And this did not. People can be bought. And it's not always because they're happy to do the job. And thinking of those times fills me with so much disgust that I do my best to push that down. But that is why I do not work in people. And that is why I moved up my own ladder as quickly as I could so I could set my own set of morals. So Amelie is not a good person and would sell a human soul to benefit herself any day of the week, no matter how close, how immoral.
Sounds like she's kind of what we should expect with a party. But Roshan will reach out and take his hand and say, "Thank you for giving me a warning."
Of course. And once again, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen Amelie in years. And I mean years. I moved over to bounty work after working for her 2 months, perhaps. Bounty works harder, but it doesn't stretch the line as much for me.
It's cleaner.
There's never an excuse for what Miss Amelie does. But when it comes to bounty work, you can talk yourself into that.
I see. Um,
So that's why we don't go outside of town with her or meet her on your own. If necessary, make sure it is a very public place and you are not by yourself. I don't trust her, and I never will.
will do. Um, I can feel the magic fading, so
Hmm.
I'll steal one of these before I leave, and he'll give him a peck on the cheek, and then he'll turn around and start walking away as the illusion kind of coincides with him and Egil, um, but only after they're 10 feet apart from each other.
Okay. And as you part ways, you can see Nyx like a block down, slowly walking down the
Getting
street.
slower as she's farther away.
Yeah,
Just
is
making sure.
almost walking in place.
Yeah.
And he will. Oh, let's see. Let's see if he can sneakily do it. Yeah, that's a 21. He's gonna do a quick silent little jog, and then tap her on the shoulder twice, try to scare her, and then turn into a ruffle of feathers as an eagle or a hawk, and try to urge her to chase him into the night.
I'll have to use a spell for that.
No more wild shapes.
Bells.
I turned into a spider twice. Till we
Well,
didn't rest. Okay, good. I have polymorph. Sure, I will chase you as a bird.
All right. Two birds take off into the night. Um, anything else from team back at the inn? You can hear that like the ruckus of the evening has started to pick up downstairs, and everybody has a sick hairdo. So, or are we just vibing? Whatever we're doing.
I feel as though we should at least offer to do some kind of hair thing for Russ. I don't know if he wants it, but like we've all kind of done our own thing, and we should probably offer to do something for Nyx and for Roshan when they get back, if they want it. I don't know. Maybe they've found other means, but if nothing else, we could at least be nice, offer something to Russ as well.
No, it's good idea. Give me something to throw at him.
Okay, what are you looking for?
A
Something big,
knife.
something small?
No.
Oh god.
No, it's
What do you have?
something nice and harmless. I'm gonna sneak down the stairs, so catch him while he's not looking. See if he can.
Oh. All
He,
right.
he
He'll
didn't. He
just
didn't get
probably-
my attention. He was throwing disgusting mango candy at me.
He had other flavors. It was just the mango one that caught you in the mouth. Let's see what I've got. Nana will probably give him like something like a flint or like
I mean,
no, one of her good berries.
I've got mealworms, but those are for Jenny.
Good berries. Good berries.
Good berry. All right.
Uh,
All right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
That
good
way, if you
one.
get him in the mouth, it'll just be like, he'll be sated and full for the day until he goes to sleep.
All right, we're
Which
moving
is not
past
very
it. So
long,
you're sneaking down the
Yep.
stairs. Nobody
Get
comment
outta here.
after that. We're moving down the stairs. Girl, give me stealth. Is anybody else heading down to go party?
Got a 14 to the stealth.
Oof, bud.
Ooh. And this will be against his passive perception.
Is very nearly as low as I can roll.
Wow, damn.
I have done terribly this day.
So you're experiencing
You.
me.
I imagine Fenn's giggling to himself.
You make your way down the stairs. Let me take off this man's armor. Go ahead and give me a roll like you're throwing a dagger. So your dexterity, please.
Oh, that's better than the stealth was. 22.
Okay. Let's see. In the corner, stealthing, giggling to yourself as you set up behind a chair, you pull out one of the good berries and chuck it like just a full speed throw, and almost as if in like slow motion sort of takes in as this good berry spirals through the air. It is going to hit home. There is no doubt about it. And it catches it between his fingers. And he is going to now attempt to throw it back as this
Oh,
is
no.
a projectile. Uh, oh yeah. Throws it and it like like does like boof, just like right in the center of the forehead, and points a finger over in your direction. That was so close. You almost buried me? Was that a berry?
It was a berry. It was Nana's idea.
Right, so I'm going to look this way. And you're going to disappear and you're going to try again. And he just sort of like looks away and it gives you a chance to like stealth again.
I only have one berry, so.
I feel like Nana would have given him at least a couple.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like
I
she
pull
gets
out
a
my
few.
kukri. Second time's the
God,
charm.
no!
Get him.
What is the lighting situation like in the tavern?
If it was the kukri and he tried to
There
catch
are
it with his
some
mouth.
pretty dimly lit spots, I would say. But you know that Russ is a human, whether that affects the situation or not.
Well, if
Humans don't have dark vision.
yeah, but they just can't see in the dark either. So
Well, it's dim light. There's no
Okay.
darkness. There's dim light.
All right.
So there's some people in this place
Never.
that will lose sight of you completely if you basically wherever you go. Some people will never see you, but you're welcome to try again.
Yeah. So what I'd
He's like
like to
whistling.
do, what I'd like to do is I'd like to use one of my extra good berries to try and launch across the room into somebody else's drink as a distraction while I roll. Like I want to do like a back roll from shadow to shadow, and I want to give him
Mhm.
just a little like a friendly ball tap.
Okay,
That's what I'm.
a friendly touch of the balls, as
Yeah.
men do. A casual touch of the balls for friendship. Um, so go ahead and roll me an attack with this berry to aim for somebody's drink.
Oh my god.
16 to hit the drink.
Okay. I'm going to assume the drink does not have a higher armor class than Russ without armor on. And you watch as
Let's
this
hope.
berry begins to sail through the air. Go ahead and give me, yeah, give me one more stealth check. Actually, give me acrobatics first. We'll do the whole
Okay.
shebang. Give me acrobatics
All right.
first.
Acrobatics. Minimize my thing. Acrobatics is a 16. 16.
Okay. Now go ahead. You may roll your stealth with advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The advantage makes it a net 20.
Ooh. Uh,
So
Russ
that
is
is
just like
a.
fully. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So that's a 32 overall then.
Yeah. Sadly, Russ's passive perception's a 33.
Are you
Um,
serious?
uh, no, 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 no.
Okay. Sorry.
God,
I don't
no.
know what fucking monks can do. Monks are pretty shitty, but they
monks,
surprise you with some. They
monks are
I
surprise you
would
wild.
with some
I
have
love
stuff.
a good
believed
monk.
it.
Um, but you throw this. Some people are like, huh? And like a slow motion heads turning, falls into a drink. A person what like picks it up and is like startled by it and like kind of like pushes the drink forward. It spills onto the ground. There's the
Okay.
scrape of chairs and the yelling of people, and it does catch Russ's actual attention. And you tap his nuts. Just solid two-finger tap. Um, there is in the mixture of people being like, what the fuck's going on, there's also like a very high-pitched sound that sort of breaks like the baritones of people yelling for a moment. um and he sort of like slumps in his chair and just sort of like lays there for a moment,
I'll offer him another good berry.
and he just kind of takes it and he's like, all right, you love me, and he puts the good berry in his mouth.
When Roshan
This is
tried to
fun.
do that to you, when Roshan tried to do that to you, you pulled him out of the bubble and you collapsed our tent for the night. So that's why we had to do it now.
Understood. This is disgusting. Whatever this is
Oh
gross.
yeah, it's like a whole meal. It's like pork chops and like
That's why I feel very full.
schnozberries
Like I ate
and
today. Like I already like
Oh
had
no.
like 2 meals today. Um, I
yeah,
feel
but it
very
also
full.
heal you a bit. So hopefully you
Mm,
feel better on
my
account of how
nuts
bad
feel
it tastes.
back to their original perkiness, and I am content. Um, I love the hair, by the way. It looks good.
Oh, thank you. Would you like to come upstairs and get your hair done, or we can do it down here? We could we could do it. There's a party coming up in 2 days. 2 days. There's a
Mm,
party.
hmm. Currently, and I didn't book this. Don't think I'm bougie. But my boss booked me an appointment at Marguerite's. But also, that means if you guys accidentally fuck it up, then actually it's already fucked up. And he sort of like turns his head around and like pulls some of his hair up, and there's just like a chunk of hair that is like very very short compared to the rest of it. So it's already sort of fucked up. Um, but that's all right. I've never been like
Did you miss one of the knives that was thrown at you?
No. Nyx is like, one of those like birds that like takes hair and makes little nests out of it.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I have a little bit. You met Jenny.
Woohoo!
mm,
You met Jenny.
of course I've met Jenny. I think she is great. She has never really engaged with me, and honestly, I have to respect that. I can be a lot.
Yeah, it's just like that with most people. Some people have
Mm.
spoken to her, and she's like that with them.
I know the sort. And while everybody's like coming down and like entering the space, Roshan and Nyx, you were also back into the area where it is just loud and hustle and bustle. Is there anything while we're vibing? Is there anything anybody wanted to do, say, ask, exist?
Roshan will give a kind of disgusted ugh to the excitement happening down in the bar and give some finger guns to anyone who looks at him and then goes upstairs.
Wow.
Going to read.
I don't know why
Catch
that
up on
makes
that
me
book.
so sad. Like he's just going upstairs to read a book, and that just like fills me with some like weird sorrow. Like not for
Uh,
me. Like it's not sorrow for myself that I'm being like avoided,
right.
but like
He's trying really hard to complete that book. It's supposed to be beneficial for um, mental acumen, I think
yeah,
is
knowledge is
the,
power.
the
I've heard the
gist, but
spiel.
I don't know.
Yeah, like Wuthering Heights, I could never finish that either. It's garbage.
Mm.
I don't know if I've ever read a full book.
Huh.
Not
I mean,
willingly.
I've read a couple. Not my favorite thing, but it
There's other things to do. Who
plenty of
has
ways
time
to
to sit
learn
down and
things.
read a book? Well, Angel has time to sit down and read a book, and you know what? Honestly, for having the time, good for them. Um,
Yeah.
let
Books
them
are
have it.
fine. Books are fine. Do
Yeah,
you
why not?
draw? What do you do for recreation?
I
Like
do
you
enjoy like
go ahead.
hanging out. I like gambling. I've recently gotten back into exercising, though that has been a bit on hold as my exercise partner is not actually talking to me at the moment, but that's okay. She needs
Oh.
her space.
Eh.
So if you were up a tree and you had to kill a deer because people were expecting you to bring back dinner, but you could hear if there were deer around, you knew there weren't any, what would you do to entertain yourself? You can't move around, you can't exercise, you can't very well do chin-ups on the tree branch. You don't read books, you don't draw, you don't do anything
Whittle?
whittle.
The, literally the only answer I can think of, I feel like, is not an appropriate answer. So I'm just going to be like, I don't know. I guess I'd sit there and do nothing, twiddle my thumbs.
Oh, okay.
So they say.
All right.
Um,
Right.
all I have is a joke answer. I don't often sit up a tree and do hunting, but
Mm.
kudos to the people that can. I honestly don't have the patience for a lot of things.
You travel from town to town, you don't hunt along the way, you buy all of your food in one town and hope it lasts
Yes,
until you get to the next town.
yes,
All right.
Not everybody
it works
forages
when
in the
you
wild.
know when you plan. We're given a budget, so
Mm.
we buy enough food so that we're not in a too big of a pickle. We buy enough so that we're not shit out of luck if we're lost somewhere for longer than expected. Uh,
And you're
And I'm sure
expected
if we
away for a
had
certain
to,
amount
I
of
could
time.
punch a deer in the face and it would die instantly, and then we'd have a deer.
Probably.
So I feel like either way we're good.
Mm.
Have not encountered on the job an issue so far because we're usually going town to town,
You
so
know
there's
what?
always somewhere to buy stuff.
I forgot you have more than one horse. We only have one horse.
Mm.
Mm. Horses do make traveling a lot faster.
Yeah,
Oh, so
that
much.
makes sense. No, when's the last time you fed Thick Biscuit?
No, last night, but I'm
Okay.
about due to go and take a look in on them in just a
Well,
moment. Yeah.
let's finish Russia's hair and then you can check in.
Yeah. Well, if you would like us to give your hair a look, Russ, we'd be more than happy to.
Sure, go check out your horse. I need to make sure that my lady is well after her trounce through the fields. Um, how was your trounce?
didn't seem bad. Told me to never speak his name. Ever.
Hmm. Honestly?
Keep it out of his mouth. So, I think that makes us not friends, but
Hmm. Hmm.
Not enemies.
yeah, not enemies. And he didn't say anything about me not talking to people that he talks to, so I think that means I can talk to whoever at this party and I'm good.
Honestly, if he pushes his bounds any further, we probably have a bit of a problem. So
Mm.
we can not discuss him, and we'll discuss whoever else we fucking want to.
Makes sense.
I don't think he
Also,
appreciated my gift either, but that's fine.
I mean, sometimes it takes a second to like appreciate what you've got when you
Yeah.
just, sometimes you got to get used to something. But also maybe he sucks. I don't know. I've never had a conversation with him.
Was he meeting you outside in the cold?
Yeah, but he was wearing at least like 10 layers, so he's fine.
That's not enough for him. He should have had at least 15. Oh,
You
he's thin. He's thin-skinned.
Uh,
He keeps his place very hot.
A
well,
little bit of a baby as far as that goes.
I'm not a fan. Every experience, whether it was spying or not good.
In fairness,
then-
our very first experience with him was not great either, but things have happened since.
Nix, are you still not drinking? Because I'd love to buy you one.
Well, it doesn't do anything.
Oh.
So no.
Oh no.
It's a better thing I can do to make you understand that I appreciate what you just said.
Hmm? I'm good. You can give me my basket.
Oh, okay. I'm almost done with that. I'm going to braid your boyfriend's hair, and then or your husband's hair, and then we'll be,
Yeah, we're married.
finish it.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
respect the titles
Official
here.
now. Right, right.
I'm Russ the
been a
Little
week.
Pot. That's your
It's
last
Russ the
name, right? Is that your
married.
last name?
We're the Pot family. The Little
Mm.
Pot's my title, so you have to get your own
Oh,
title by going there.
I see. Well, I won't
Title
try to
to be
speculate a name, or
determined.
we won't make one up. I want the people
Right.
to organically perceive me and give me one. I
Mm.
don't want one in my head yet. I want it to just
Mhm.
wash over me. Perfect. Speaking of such, it's actually really off topic. I spoke to the barkeep, so you should go over, Nix, and ask them about juice. Because I made some requests. Because we finance a shit ton of people in this bar. So,
Mm.
I'm gonna run over.
okay. Nix runs
God.
over while Russ's hair is being braided. And you talk to the barkeep, who's like, oh, we got something in. Give me a second. And starts like kind of pushing past like you can hear the clank of containers as they're moved around, and there are people walking by and moving about, and um, a man sidles up next to you at the bar, sitting with their back against the bar and like looking outwards. This man has wavy, long brown hair, very live, has a bit of a baby face, so it's kind of hard to tell how old he is, but like bit of just like a roundness and softness to the face. Hey, I saw that you have a bird tag along, and he smiles. That your group, you have a small bird.
Well, I don't have a bird, but yeah, there's a bird in the group. She's a full member
Oh, what's her
of
name?
the group. Well, I can't just give you people's name. Why do you want to know the bird's name?
I love Nick so much. Consent spider all the way.
Is it a secret?
Well, if you want to, you should ask her if you want to know her name. Right?
I am asking not for the benefit of knowing a bird.
I don't understand this.
Mm. That's all right.
Why do you want to know her name? Why do you want to know her? If you want,
Um,
just
you can see he's like trying to stifle like a smile and a laugh, and is just trying to hold it in. I was told you were very new to this, and that makes a lot of sense. I
Mhm.
was trying to find a name that it would not be strange if were mentioned in your party in casual conversation, so that you could talk about me freely.
Okay. You can call her Jennifer.
That's a mouthful, but I suppose
Mm-hmm.
you can call me Jennifer Tagalong. And just like kind of trying to like force this smile down, but kind of has given up, and it's just like a bit of smile resting on the face.
She has no idea what's going on.
Um, she, this man sort of like looks over at you and kind of like takes you in for a moment. Mm. So I'll be blunt so that we don't have to later. When referring to me, you can refer to me as the name of your bird or as Tagalong, whichever works for you. Uh, I am what is referred to as a middleman. And you are currently working with a member of uh, a local organization that deals in information. And I am someone, think of me as like a mail carrier, is that I'm the person who gives information between one and another.
So, are you here for me or for the group? Because there's both happening.
There is both happening, which
Yeah,
is strange.
right.
Um,
So now
I
like, is
can
there gonna be a second
fully
tag along now?
no,
That's
I'm
really
covering.
confusing.
That would be. I am the only tag along.
Okay.
I'll be working for both things. Um, like once again, also fully understandable that you couldn't throw down 4,000 gold. Insane amount.
I mean, I spent it all for the party.
That's what a lot of people in this town do, though they usually
Yeah.
have some left over, but
Well, I do have some left over, not quite 4,000.
mm,
It's a
that's
long time to get
understandable.
juice.
You look over and you see that there's like a glass of juice next to you,
Oh.
but you I don't want to take up your time much longer, but it is more
Right.
obvious if I go up to a group and talk to them so that a full group can hear me. So I'm
Mhm.
talking to you because you are currently actively working with the people I work
That
with.
does make
And
sense.
see, there we go.
Hmm.
And he smiles and like takes a look around.
Does this
So
juice look suspicious to you? The last juice I had here was pretty suspicious.
would you like me to like drink it like a
No,
poison tester?
I said, look, I drink poison all the time. If it's poison, it's fine.
That I will say confidently that looks like a not suspicious container of juice.
Okay, start drinking it.
Um, it's a tart berry juice. Tart, but not terrible.
It's
There
better.
is no strange
It's better.
aftertaste compared to some of the
All
others.
right.
Well, honestly, this is refreshing. Not working with people talking in code. This is great. Um, and he smiles and kind of like rustles up his hair a bit. Right. So I know that you have recently ticked a box off in some of your asks,
Mm,
and I am here to gather that information. You are welcome to write it down in this moment while we stand here at the bar, or you could try to give me brief information.
if I write it down, just gonna warn you, might be hard to read with some water stains, but I can do it.
It's all right. I'll be disposing of it after, so probably for
Oh,
the best.
that's great. I'll write it
Um,
out. I'll write out
yeah.
all of the info. She's not gonna hide anything.
Okay. There's a moment, and he like looks over at the barkeep. If the juice isn't just for her, now I feel like I want to drink the juice. Like I wasn't interested before, but like now I want some juice.
It's the best juice I've
Um,
had in this town, so I actually recommend it.
well, juice, please.
Mm.
Looking,
It's a hot
this little
new trend.
baby-faced guy.
Mhm.
Juice, please. Give juice. Gib. And he goes to pour another thing of juice.
It's the new trend,
Right.
guys.
That trendsetter.
This
Yeah.
party, only
That-
juice.
I'm sure that will catch someone's attention at this party if that's your intent. And he sort of like takes the note and kind of holds it and like looks over it. I'm gonna have to guess on some of these words, but I think I get the gist.
Mm.
And he sort of folds it up and just sort of holds it in his hand while he talks to you. So I don't want to take up your time much longer. I was preloaded with responses. The first one, thank you. She said it like a question, so I'm going to repeat it like a question.
That
Thank
sounds like
you.
her, yeah.
I don't know her incredibly well, but it didn't seem out of character. So first off, how serendipitous that you are going to an event where the Calendula will be present.
I didn't
If you
know
are
that.
able to acquire anything else, that would be appreciated. I understand if you do not want to stick your neck out too far at this event, it is dangerous, but you seem so unassuming in that category of espionage that I don't think anybody would think, oh no, she's trying to get dirt on me.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm already best friends with the person that I'm supposed to get more information on.
Oh, that
I
makes it
talked
so
with
much
her and her
easier.
companions for a whole breakfast. So,
Well, then you're going to have an easy time paying off this 4,000. Um, and sadly, I don't have anything to give to you yet because the information your friend is acquiring is not in town. So,
can I just call you Tag instead? It sounds like a better name.
sure,
Okay.
you can call me whatever you want.
Sounds
Tag
like
sounds great.
It sounds like an actual name.
All right. Jennifer Tagalong, it was starting to grow on me, but I understand.
Mm.
So, I can't always follow you around and watch your shenanigans as you um, do what you are doing. So,
Do you want me to write you a note in the
ahead.
sky when I have information?
See, that seems useful, but also like a bit much, which, 50-50 on that, which who would think I'm being so obvious? Probably no one. But I was just going to give you this and pulls out like an off-white handkerchief. So you take this and you set it on your windowsill if you have information to give. Make sure it is visible from the ground. You may have to slip it out slightly.
Okay. So I don't use the stone thing at all.
No. Actually, do you have that on your person?
Yep. Just dig through all of her stuff in her bag.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Don't want to burden you with more things you could owe money for,
I'm not using it.
It seems not. And he smiles. Well, that's all I had. This has been fun. This juice is very good. And congratulations on your marriage.
Oh, thanks. It's been like a week now.
Mm. You know, this town needs something fun to happen. These parties aren't really fun anymore. And he kind of stands up.
I was planning to have fun, but
I am sure you will make this a bash. You have a good night. And Tag makes his way towards the door, kind of meandering, very casual serpentine.
hmm.
And you guys feel Russ like pull away from your hands and stand up, and he
Mhm.
goes and intercepts
Yeah.
and walks up in front of him, solid, hard, yet casual hand to the shoulder in front of him. And there is a momentary hushed conversation before Russ gives two solid pats
Hmm.
and kind of pushes past him to like, yeah, you keep going. And all smiles, both of them part ways, and Tag makes their way out, and Russ makes his way over to you. You good?
Yeah, that's my new friend Tag.
Hmm. He seems pleasant.
He seemed fine. He's gonna follow
Hmm.
me around, I think.
Hmm. I don't like that.
You could always fight him.
If you can figure out to get him to initiate, I will gladly,
I'll work on it.
gladly fight. If you can figure that out, I'm in.
Are we done braiding Russ's hair, or are we? Is he like
I,
laid back?
Half braided.
I mean, he pulled away and walked off,
Yeah.
but it
Ah,
was mostly done. Yeah, he got up and walked out of the salon. Um,
Hmm.
and Nix, he
You're
gives you a
only
kiss.
half done.
So is the juice good? Is it better? Like I
I
was
like
like, can you
this
find
one.
something? Oh, see,
Ooh.
that's
We should
great.
try it. Just give him her cup.
Sure, of
Yeah.
course. And like takes a sip. I mean, that tastes like fruit. Yeah, that tastes like fruit.
But it doesn't have
Just
that bad aftertaste.
You're right. It doesn't have that like weird sort of almost like
Mm.
wine aftertaste, like that weird sort of like almost like a stale taste. It is a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
This is certainly worth it. Ed takes another sip from it
Hmm.
as the night continues to push on, just real quick. Keld, are you up to anything in particular?
Um,
Hmm.
Hild would have a
I mean, people have asked all three of us up into a room before. That's not wild. That's not
Oh
out
boy.
there. But I guess if you insist.
Ooh.
And
Boy.
the three of them
Considering
like
the whole thing.
laugh and stand up and will follow you to like to Thor's room. Um, it is you and now the overwhelming presence that is just like the energy that the three of them together make, this triforce of women, um, all sort of standing in front of you. Right? What's up?
Hild will not sure how to this this journey we've had with Josh and
Hmm.
things that have happened. I think more personally with him and Nick, take that approach to come about and asking, I guess, seeking for that allyship.
Go ahead and roll persuasion for me.
9.
You see, there's a moment where like they listen intently. And they kind of like look each other over once you've said your piece. And the very slender woman, sort of like greasier straight hair, bunch of tchotchkes hanging from the clothes, sort of tilts her head and looks at you. I I sympathize with your plight. I do. Do you have any proof?
There's the whole tone.
Proof of what exactly?
We we have oh, I'm not sure how to put it. And the woman with the head and lower half of a bull. We've messed up before. We have gone after someone that we were informed was wrong, and we were wrong. It wasn't this last time. We were very right this time. But we we didn't ask for proof. And I know that is in this sort of scenario a very hard thing to give. It's not like you have a fancy newspaper or a way to take down to show us in screen or image. And even if you did, you could manufacture that with magic to display across the scene all of his deeds. But we have not had any interaction with this person. And Thor kind of leans in. We believe that monsters need to be snuffed out. And there are more monsters than things with claws and teeth. And most of the time, they're not those things. I would love, I would love nothing more than to see another monster snuffed out. But we can't be wrong. So if you are able to get anybody else besides your friends to back up your word, if you are able to show us some evidence, we would love to be part of a cleansing. It's what we do. But we can't just listen. You seem great and you seem trustworthy. But we can't take that risk yet. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying we need more.
That is something we're working towards. Hopefully.
I understand. And once again, we get that this is not an easy thing to get proof of. You could point at an ill deed, but we didn't see it happen, and we can't confirm that that person did it. You could tell me a beautiful story and give me every single detail, but we didn't see it. So just think on that, because once again, hey, I'd love to break the throat of every monster in this hellhole. I just need to know they're a monster.
Trying to monster to reveal himself one way or
That's hard. That's tough. If you're able to figure something out, you know where we are. Besides, we were talking about retiring, so it would be kind of like, our like pre-retirement story is that we killed two monsters right before, and then I could like put his head on my mantle or something. I don't know. Tell my grandkids about it. I don't have kids yet, but like, in the grand scheme. So, Keld. Yes, go ahead.
just say we're listening.
Of course. I need to maintain this right. And like holds up her hand showing the gauntlet. I can't lose it. And sort of pats you hard on the back. You want a drink?
Sure.
All right. All right, come on, you stupid bitches. And they all sort of just like push past each other and like a bit of throwing of hands as they all make their way through the door. And the more slender woman, Maggie, sort of like leans back and looks at you. We'll take a look in, okay? The power of proof, the burden of proof won't just fall to you. We'll take a little peek where we can, but bad guys aren't always bad guying. So we'll see. And she kind of like leans back and grabs onto her companion's arms and just sort of like lets her feet kind of go up and is just sort of like dragged back, sort of just holding on to them as like thunk, 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 her feet just sort of clack down the stairs. Um, and Keld, you follow them down, and drinks are had as the night grows colder and darker, and that is where we are going to stop for today. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story here at the Dice Cult. We got the stuff and the things. If you want to head over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult, you can watch all past episodes of On the Backs of Gods and other D&D games, one-shots, Vampire the Masquerade, whatever suits your fancy. Got a free evening? Sure, maybe just a one-shot. Follow your heart. You can keep up with us at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter, and you can keep up with all of us at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. We're gonna do a raid. Who knows where we're going? Off into
We'll
the
figure it out.
abyss. Katie is going to take the long, terrible road of having to type in the link to her beautiful dice. We're all very excited. This beautiful dice. You need dice. We got dice. So you can follow that link if you're interested.
Very pretty.
Thank you again for being here. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story. We will be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, cultists.